Hello, TV family. Welcome back to Ted and Vero TV. My name is Veronica, and this is my incredible husband.
Hi, I'm Ted.
Thank you so much for joining in. Today, we'll be talking about 3 things we've each learned during the course of these 2 years of marriage. How incredible is that? I mean, can you believe it's been 2 years?
It's amazing. It's gone by so quickly, and yet it almost feels like I've lived a whole nother lifetime in these 2 years simultaneously.
Oh, it's been incredible. It's been a journey, truly. And so let's get right into it. Let's kick it off. The first thing I've learned during the course of these 2 years is that marriage is not a walk in the park. Marriage is truly not a walk in the park. It is a challenge.
Yeah.
It is something that will test your character, will perfect your character, will allow you to know where you stand truly when it comes to your mental status, your heart. You think you have a good heart, or you think that you have a bad heart until you get into marriage.
Yeah.
Saying this doesn't mean that it's a terrible thing. It has been beautiful. The journey thus far has been beautiful. It has been incredible.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, 2 people of 2 different backgrounds coming together, to form a life. It's never easy. So if anyone tells you that, it's all bed of roses, I'm sorry, but that is not the truth. It is beautiful. It comes with its blessings, but it requires a lot of work. Being married to my husband requires a lot of work. Him being married to me requires a lot of work. It is not a walk in the park. I say this to say that we had to work on our character. We had to work on how to relate to each other. We have to work on how to, understand each other's weaknesses, each other's pain, and being able to be there for each other, regardless of whether we are unable to or we are able to. No matter what, you can't walk away from it. It's something that is a part of you, and it requires a lot of work.
Actually, my first item that I'd like to share is similar to yours,
as
a matter of fact, because I had written down that getting married is one of the best ways to develop your Christian character. You might think, again, that you're so far along on this journey to perfection, as we would like to say, as Christians. And when you get married, that's a testing ground.
Yeah.
And when you live that closely to somebody else all the time, you'll really see what you're made of.
Yeah.
Your patience is going to be tested. Your love is obviously going to be tested.
Yeah.
Your maturity is going to be tested. You're not going to realize where you were, in other words, until you're married, because that is really going to show you just how far developed you are in Christian character. We strive to be more Christ-like as Christians.
Yeah.
And it's easy to go to church and maybe do some community work or something like that, and go out and volunteer your time at a soup kitchen or something like that, and you feel real spiritual, and that's nice that you've done that. But in a couple hours, you get to walk away from it and go back home.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to persist, that good deed that you were doing, or that shining quality that you were displaying to the world. It's not to say that it wasn't real. It's just to say that you were good for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You were good for 2 hours, and then you were able to escape and go back to maybe
Your comfort zone.
your comfort zone. So just how sturdy is the bridge of your Christian life? How much tonnage is it going to take? When you cross these bridges, they'll say for large semi-trucks, maximum capacity, and they'll give you the weight. And if your load is more than that capacity, that bridge is going to collapse.
Yeah.
So going out and offering your time for 2 hours, maybe that's your maximum capacity. But just how strong are you in your Christian life? Marriage is going to build up that Christian muscle like no other spiritual gym could. So long as you're seeking God in the marriage, seeking His face, reading the scriptures, praying, and asking for His sanctifying work to be done in your life.
The second thing that I have learned during this time of being married is a strong communication skill. Oh my goodness. When I lived alone, when I was single, I didn't really have to I lived with family members, but I was single, and that hence living alone. But I didn't really have to communicate a lot with people because everyone did their own thing, you know what I mean? But when you are married and you come together with someone, you need to communicate where this bill came from. You need to communicate, okay, honey, I'm going out with some friends. I'll be back in a few. You need to communicate,
how you're feeling,
why your mood,
what you think about things. Yeah.
Why your mood this morning is so dampened. You need to communicate all these things. You can't just, decide that, oh, today I don't feel like talking to my husband, so I won't talk to him. No matter what, you need to be able to communicate. And so marriage has built that within me in the 2 years that we've been together.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's so much you could say about communication. It's so foundational. One other thing I'll inject here on that subject, though, is when there's an argument, one of the worst things you can do is to put on that passive-aggressive energy. Yeah. That passive-aggressive, you've made me mad, but I'm not going to talk to you. How are you? Are you doing okay, honey? Because you just had a fight of some kind. You're like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things to do. That's like an instant communication.
Yeah, flaw.
It's an instant communication tear down method. And it fosters all kinds of feelings of negativity and insecurity and questioning where your relationship is. If you're not able to communicate these kinds of things, there's going to be a big problem. Okay, well, the next thing that I've learned in these 2 years of being married to my wonderful wife is that bad moods are contagious.
Yes.
Bad moods are so contagious. If I wake up in a mood and I can't shake it, all of a sudden my wife is in a bad mood.
Yep.
Or vice versa. If she's in kind of this space that's negative and kind of fussy and dark or something like that, I will find myself instantly irritated and in a bad mood. And my wife is always telling me that when one person is sagging, the other one has to be strong and lift that other person up. That's such a true statement, but it's one of the hardest things to follow through with. It's so hard because, again, bad moods are contagious.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind and find ways to bear up your partner when they're feeling low. Try not to be so susceptible to being impacted toward that negative mood. And I would say, even to the person who's feeling negative, do your partner a favor and try to snap out of it. Try to snap out of it quick. I know it's not easy, but if you can kind of shake that off, you're going to help your partner out in a big way because, again, when you're around that energy, it's so easy to get sucked into that vortex.
Yeah. So the third thing I've learned during this course of 2 years is that marriage, though it's not a walk in the park, though it can be difficult, it is also a beautiful thing because you constantly have your best friend with you. You have someone that you can share secrets with. You have someone that you can bounce ideas on. You have someone that can be so supportive of you. I remember when we first got married, and this is a story that I will share with you guys, during one of our story times. I've dealt with fibroids and cyst, and so when I first got married and discovering that these things actually was in me, I didn't know that I was dealing with one particular aspect of this issue, and the pain of it would be so much. I would literally hold my stomach down and cry for hours. But to have Ted there, oh my goodness, was such a relief. I don't know what I would have done without him. Having him bringing me tea, asking me, honey, are you okay? The ice packs here and there, just helping me out, feeling my pain, you know what I mean? Feeling my
rushing you to the emergency room.
Yes, rushing me to the emergency room. Just having him there was just so incredible. So in marriage, it's always good to have someone there, someone that loves you. You constantly have a companion for life. And that is beautiful. And I think that humans need each other. Yeah. And that's why in the Garden of Eden, God created them male and female. You know what I mean? He knew that Adam needed Eve and Eve needed Adam. And so he put them together and to be able to grow and harvest together. And that is what we've been doing. Mm-hmm. So the third thing I've learned in marriage is this: being able to have someone by your side, constantly supporting you, constantly being your rock and guiding you through the darkness and helping you, walk through this life that we are living. Mm-hmm.
Well, we've been on similar wavelengths. put our lists together separately, and we actually
Yeah.
didn't know what we were going to share
We
today.
did not.
The third thing that I was going to share was to say that marriage is one of the greatest adventures, if not the greatest adventure you can go on in this life. Absolutely. When you get married, you're going to test the limits of yourself. You're going to experience things that you never dreamed you would experience.
Yeah.
Just being married to my wife, I've done so many things and experienced so many things. We've gone places
Yeah.
and we've been involved in functions and activities that I never, ever would have been involved in had I been single. It's so easy in life to get yourself in this little tiny box. And frankly, let's be honest, we are too uncomfortable to go beyond the box that we've built for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're scared, to be honest. And when you're married, you have that partner to take your hand
Yeah.
and pull you out of that little box that you've created for yourself into a whole new world. I'll never forget when I first met Veronica at the Reagan International Airport. We got outside into the parking garage, and after her friend took our luggage and went off, she took my hand, Veronica took my hand and sort of pulled me forward. And for some reason that moment is so clear in my mind, because it was like I was being swept into an entirely new world with this person that I was meeting and would very soon thereafter marry. And I never could have gone on these adventures and experienced these things by myself. You need a partner.
Yeah.
You need a partner. You need another mind. You need another set of eyes to say, look over here. Wow, let's go do this. And vice versa, for the other person to say, have you ever considered that?
Yeah.
And you're just constantly stretching each other and challenging each other. And it's such a full life. It's such a satisfying life when you marry the right person,
Yeah.
that there is no other thing in this life short of knowing Jesus Christ as your Savior that can compare.
Yeah. It's been truly a beautiful journey. I think I'm more of the adventurous one. And meeting Ted, we've done so much together and we haven't even done a half of it. I'm always like, hey honey, there's a new trail we can go see. There's a new park, we can go check it out, And if I was alone, I probably would never have done that. So having Ted with me has truly been a blessing. And I love you so much. Thank you for being in this marriage with me 2 years. And, we are growing and God is blessing us so much. And I'm just so grateful, that I have him as a partner. It's truly incredible. And we thank you all so much for always joining us on Ted and Vero TV. Don't forget to like, to subscribe,
Yes.
and to share. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
And I love you too.
Love you. Lipstick on your cheek. Lipstick. I always get makeup and lipstick on him. Uh-oh.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Look at my lip.
See you next time.
See you next time.
All right.
I got lipstick on you and cheek. So you have to wipe it so we can take the picture.
Oh.
Oh, you go and see. It's very funny. Don't wipe it yet. See it.